Essence Vault 197, the Dior Sauvage clone. This is so good. This is so good. Oh, do you know what? It smells just like the original. This is so good. It is the best clone I've ever smelled. It is amazing. I need to get this one again. Only problem with it though, the only problem, Spongebob, is it doesn't last that long. You know, I mean, I've probably oversprayed a little bit there, haven't I? But, you know, I want to have that extra performance today. I want to be noticed when I go out for a run, go to the gym, because I never get any compliments there. I really want people to notice me, and I'm now picking the popular fragrances that everyone wears, that popular scent DNA of Sauvage, to try and get noticed, rather than some of my more, let's just say, indifferent ones that some people don't like, some people love, I love, like Creed Viking, for example. I love that fragrance, but nobody else seems to. They think it's too grown up. Maybe it's because I'm spraying my clothing that people don't like it. What do you mean? Of course, it's not going to make any difference when I spray on my clothing and my skin, is it? It's not going to change the scent. I mean, it can do with my skin chemistry, but this one doesn't. It just smells the same. That Spongebob, you just don't get it, do you? I'm spraying my clothing for that extra performance, for more people to notice it. That is the whole point. It's not staining my clothing, is it? It's not even a mark. Look, I mean, let's just spray my arm and let's just see. I bet it doesn't even leave a mark. Okay. Maybe it does leave a bit of a mark. Do you think people aren't mentioning it because they seem like stains on me and they almost think I'm dirty? Maybe they think it's like food stains or toothpaste stains or something. I've never really thought of that. Oh, there's stains everywhere. People have been telling me I shouldn't be spraying my clothing. They said it's stupid. Why don't I listen? Look, I'm going to take it out for my run today. I'm going to wear this on my run because let's be honest, people aren't going to notice it there. And hopefully the stains will be gone then by the time I get to the gym, because I'll be honest with you, I've used a lot of my running tops lately and I haven't washed them yet. Well, my mum hasn't put them in the wash yet anyway. So I'm going to have to wear this one as it is. I can't put a coat on. It's so warm at the minute. Let's just hope it dries out. We are off, and while we're out running, hoping these perfume stains are going to dry out and not leave any residue, any marks, I thought I'd share some stories, good, bad and ugly, of when stains have caused me, a little bit of stress at times. Well, let's first of all start with the good. And this is actually for my brother. My brother's birthday's coming up, and recently I bought him a football shirt for his birthday, a Portsmouth shirt, and it's the white away kit from last season. And it was on sale, so I thought, I'll get that one, because he hasn't got that kit. And it's one that's not too bright, not too bold, so you can kind of wear it every day. The problem was, when it arrived, it had like a pen mark on it, and I thought, oh no, that's annoying, but we can send it back, and we can get it again. No, it wasn't quite as straightforward as that. They got back in touch with me to say, unfortunately, we don't have this in stock anymore, because we don't produce it, not in that size. So you can either have a full refund, or you can keep it, because I obviously sent them the picture of the stains, and we'll give you 30% back. So I said, do you know what, I'm going to take the risk. We'll have the 30% back, we'll put it in the wash, get some stain remover, and we'll see if it works. And luckily enough, it seems to have worked, and they've actually given me a bit of extra money back, also for the postage costs as well, which has allowed me to buy my brother another gift for his birthday on top of that and the other things I've got him. So that's a good story with stains. Let's talk about the bad. So I'll be honest with you, I remember in my first job I used to have like a coat for the winter time when I was working in reception, and I used to have a fragrance called Marks and Spencer's Wood Spice. They don't make this one anymore, but it was only £2. It was an aftershave splash, and it was like £2.50. So I thought, that's brilliant. I'm going to get 4 lots of 200ml aftershave splashes. Wasn't a good idea, because I never use them, because I don't like the way that they don't spray. You have to tip them on yourself, like round your neck. Obviously a bit of a chemical burn with that. So I thought, I'm going to use them by literally just rubbing them on my clothing. Literally just put loads of it on. I didn't realise, I put my jacket on, obviously I smelled amazing, but everyone said to me, you've got a load of stains in your coat, what's that from? And it literally just looked like I'd put my coat in some like car oil essentially. It was so stained and it didn't come out in the wash, so I had to throw the jacket away and essentially request a new one. I mean, it smelled amazing, but it was completely covered in stains. It just looked like I'd got myself really dirty with like car oil and I was working in a garage. And then the ugly, and some of you may be able to relate to this one, antiperspirant deodorant. You know, when you spray obviously underarm deodorant, sometimes on the front of them they talk about no stains, no white marks, or no marks on white clothing. Oh, did I have that problem once. I used to wear a black top. Well, actually it was green and black. It was a green and black sports top for my job. And the problem was, obviously, it got really warm. I used to work in a tent, essentially, where it would literally go up as high as 48 Celsius. Not safe, shouldn't have done it. Anyway, I sweat a lot. Under my arms, of course, I had this deodorant that did show those white marks and stains, and the marks under my top, I must admit, it was disgusting. And people around me, again, must have thought, wow, he's been sweating under the arms, because you know, if you've got those white stains under your armpit area on your clothing, you know exactly what it is. So that was the ugly. But the good recently is I've saved money. The bad is I had to throw a jacket away once. And then the ugly, of course, as I just said, is the stains on my arms. Let me know in the comments below some of your stories around stains that have caused you some stress. I've also dropped turmeric down a brand new white t-shirt in the past. Yeah, that's not something that comes off easily. And I've still got that top. And I haven't worn it since, annoyingly. But there we go. When we get back, let's hope this dries out and we won't have the same problem with this running top today. Can you see that? Stains. Everywhere, literally everywhere. I was going to put a bit more of this on, but I don't know. What do I do? Can't change my top now. Maybe it's just sweat from my run. People are going to think I'm either the sweatiest person in the world and not want to be near me, or they're just going to know me as an oversprayer that just sprays my clothing. What a loser. Do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it today. I'm just going to wear it. I don't care now. It's not like that I can hide anything anyway, is it? I might as well just add to it. At least I'll smell nice. To me, anyway. Do you want this cologne? Yeah, but just have it. I don't normally give you fragrances for free, do I? But I'm just not in the mood today, Spongebob. What am I going to do? So there we are, workout done. It is nice, I must admit, not to have a perfume stained top on as well. This is one of my new tops, so I'm definitely not applying too much fragrance to this, but it does bring up an important debate, an important topic, which I've had a few comments on in my videos over the last year or so. It's about how I spray fragrances as well, because some people will say you shouldn't spray your clothing, some people say you shouldn't spray your skin, some people say you should just do both. But I've had a few on both sides. I've had a few people, I should say, you know, you only spray one item of clothing, and I'm a bit of an overspray. You know, I'm spraying too much. It's not fair on people around me. Now, the reason I do that is not because I think I know better than anyone, because I think it's ultimately personal preference. Look, the family man who's in his 40s, who's settled with wife and kids, is probably going to apply fragrances and wear different types of fragrances to the person who's going out clubbing, who's a teenager, trying to make a bit of a statement. But just personally for me, spraying on clothing over skin is what works best. I actually saw a video the other day saying that if you spray your neck, it affects your hormones or something. That I'm not going to get into the science, but if you want to spray your neck and that's where you like to apply it, that's absolutely fine. The reason I don't is because, particularly in this hot weather we've had at the moment, I tend to find it actually stings my skin. So if I'm spraying on skin, it tends to be my chest or my arms, as you see when I do my longevity test. And the reason I obviously spray my top is just because that's what's got me confidence. Again, this week I've had confidence on my Lush fragrances, and in my previous jobs where I do spray a lot of my clothing, only clothing that obviously I'm not too worried about probably as much, or I know it's not going to stain in the same way. It's always got me the most confidence because, again, on clothing it kind of clings to the fabrics a bit more, And for that reason, I've been known as like the fragrance guys, or the fragrance guy in my job. And like, yeah, look, I've sprayed a fragrance 30, 40 times. Some people say you should only apply 2 or 3 sprays. No, look, I want to be noticed. I want people to say, oh, you smell really nice, purely because I want people to say nice things. If someone says you smell nice, or your hair's nice, or whatever, it puts you in a good mood. And that's what it did the other day. And I always remember them as well. You know, I remember compliments I was getting in my job from 7, 8 years ago when I was first applying fragrances, because it's like a happy memory, it's a happy mood it's put me in. And also, just beyond that, I like that strength on my clothing because it puts me in a good mood, just personally for myself. If I can recognise a fragrance one that I enjoy and I've got it on my top, then that puts me in a position where I just think, oh, that's a nice distraction during the day. So that's why I do. I'm definitely more of a clothes sprayer than a skin spray, but I obviously do sometimes apply it on the skin. But I just find with myself, I do get quite a lot of spots on my neck and like behind your ears. People talk about spraying. I just find it kind of gives me a bit of a rash, but that may be because I'm not used to doing it. I don't do it as much. But yeah, let me know which side of the fence you sit on, or are you someone who does both, spraying clothing and on your skin? We are back. I've made it back, Spongebob, and do you know what? I'm in a really good mood today, and you're not going to guess why. I got a compliment at the gym. Yes, someone noticed my fragrance. They said, "Oh, you smell really nice," as I went by. And it didn't, well, what it meant is I didn't worry about my top then. You know, I saw all the stains on it, and I thought, well, they didn't obviously mention it. They didn't care. They were more interested in how I smell more than those stains. And do you know what? Over the years, while I was walking back, it got me thinking, yes, I've had stained work tops. Yes, I've had stained, white t-shirts which have been damaged by the perfume oils. But the one thing that I've always noticed is when I have sprayed my clothing, when I have applied those fragrances, people are more interested in the positive side about how nice I smell. And that is why I've got those compliments. And I've got one today. And that is maybe what's made me realise, do you know what? Despite the problems with it, despite the limitations with doing that, it worked, and it still got people to say and have a good impression of me. So I think overall I might, if it's okay, SpongeBob, take this fragrance back. Okay, fair enough. Look, you can keep it. To be honest with you, I'm already halfway through this bottle as well. And I've worn Savage, I've smelled Savage so many times on myself and with everyone else. I think it's a little bit overdone now, don't you? Okay, well, you don't have to think so, but I do. But that is, of course, a topic for another day. I hope you've enjoyed this film. Plenty more to come, of course. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.